We are live at the 2024 NFB Idaho State Convention Banquet. Welcome. Please like and share and subscribe to our channel. Many more great videos to come. Yeah, I just got it going live. So. No. It's 360 degree camera. Yeah, this is the camera. Yeah, set that on the floor. Do you see my cane around? You see my cane anywhere, Larry? Yes, not.
Door prize? We're gonna get a $20 or less $20 bill. Allie James at me. Allie James.
You're the person we're looking for.
May I have your attention, please? May I have your attention? May I have your attention, please? I would like to take time to introduce the head table. As I'm looking out at you, to my left, to your right, if you're looking at the head table. At the far end, we have who I like to call the matriarch of the Idaho affiliate, Ramona Walker. And next to Ramona, we have Susan Bradley. She's the affiliate secretary and the Treasure Valley chapter president. And next to Susan is the hardest working person I know. She puts in a lot of time to get these events scheduled and planned out. Our affiliate president, Dana R. Yeah. And I'm Sandy Stevens. I'm first vice president and president of the Treasure Valley chapter. Yeah. Thank you. Now, to my right, I will skip over one person, and the next person is someone that I have known for a long, long time. He was the president of the Texas affiliate when I joined the NFB, Glenn Crosby. Yeah. And to Glenn's right is the second vice president of the National Federation of the Blind of Idaho, Shane Ostermeyer. And I believe Shane is also the secretary of the Treasure Valley. Yes. All right. So we appreciate everyone, and I am going to do a few announcements, I think, while we're here, or I have your attention while you're eating. Can I have a roaming mic? Would you help out as soon as you work? I need someone available to run it for me. Run it, Olivia. Okay. Kevin, would you like to make your announcement right now?
Good.
Okay. Raise your hand so Olivia knows.
I just wanted to share,
Pick it up one more time.
I just wanted to share, many of you, I think, got one way or another a flyer from Visitors to the Blind. We are giving away a computer tonight, or a certificate for one. fully loaded with JAWS or Zoom text, and but almost as valuable as the computer, it could be a laptop or a desktop. Really, what is valuable is they have some fantastic getting started online training that is personalized. They will have 2 calls a week with you and 2 others in your class, and they walk you step by step through Windows and JAWS, and it's top level stuff. They can charge twice as much for the training as they do for the computer. But so I encourage you to consider the flyers offer, they have a limited time grants. Now they're completely refurbished computers, they're loaded up, ready to go, and they normally sell for only $200. That includes the training. Right now, they have grants for those eligible for $150 off that $200 computer. So you can get a fully loaded computer and the training for $50. So grab those flyers if you haven't got one. I have some up there by this table where I'm streaming there too, so make sure you get one.
Okay, thank you, Kevin. All right, Olivia, can you bring a mic to Susan up here at the head table? I have an announcement about the bus tomorrow. The bus will be here at 9 to load, and we have to leave by 9:30 because we have people who need to get to the airport. We need to pull out of early by 9:30. So come down, load your gear on the bus. We've got to put certain things in certain spots so we can get at it quick. Thanks. And I have one again.
Okay, I was approached by Maya with some more information about the loading. And what I understand is that there is going to be a system for marking your luggage for either the commission or for Ramona's house or for the airport. And what they're going to do is somehow using a different colored yarn to designate the your luggage. And as this gets finalized, we'll probably hear the final details of how that'll work. But there's not going to be a lot of time to be fooling around and doing everybody's luggage trying to figure out who needs to do. And I think that they will want certain people to be involved in it.
Thank you. Okay, Olivia, do you mind running the mic for me a few more minutes? We appreciate your help. Okay, first of all, take it to your mom. Okay, if I may have your attention for 4 minutes, I'm going to wander around the room for a few minutes and I'm going to ask people the questions. I'm going to start with Crystal. Crystal, I would like for you to tell us what the NFB means to you.
I think I can almost summarize this in one word, and that's community. Maybe a best word was family. And I think all of us together can make a good organization and things go on from there.
How long have you been a member, Crystal?
The first time I joined was when I first was born back in 2009. But then I rejoined again after my discussion mission and whatnot. I rejoined again in 2019, 2018.
Okay,
So,
thank you. All right, Olivia. Will you take the microphone to Shane over here on the end of the table? And we want to hear from Shane, what does the NFB mean to you?
Well, over the years, it's meant different things for me. As many of you know, I'm very passionate about the Medical Device Non-Visual Accessibility Act, and that's because I was a caregiver. And so the NFB for me meant advocacy, so that I could do what I needed to do to take care of family. And now, through all of those times, I think the biggest thing for me was support and family. NFB, especially the Treasure Valley chapter, has gotten me through some very tough times with loss, and I really appreciate their support and keeping me involved as I went through all of those challenges. So that I appreciate. So advocacy and family. So thank you.
Thank you, Shane. Okay, just two or three more, Olivia. Would you take the microphone to Vicki Bacon? Vicki, would you let Olivia know where you are? And Vicki, what does the NFB mean to you?
Well, when you mentioned that to me, the NFB, first thing that came to my mind were friends, making wonderful friends. I feel like, I've built relationships with others, and that's invaluable to me. And then the opportunities that are offered in NFB, it's pretty amazing what is offered. And I've been through so many amazing things that I would have never done if it was not for the NFB. I went to the Washington Seminar and to the National Center training and going to national conventions, the organizational speakers and amazing things that those people do in their life. What wonderful example. And to me, just learning and experiencing those has changed my life. And also helping other people. And I guess one of my most favorite memories of the past years has been the World Program, working with the children and helping the blind children like that. So that's, I guess, in a nutshell, so many things, but that's what it means to us.
Thank you. Yay, Vicki. All right. Olivia, please take the microphone to Natalie. Natalie, let her know where you are. Oh, she knows who Natalie is. All right. And Natalie, what does the NFB mean to you?
Okay, so the NFB to me means independence and fighting for our rights to be here as a human being, and that we're no different than anybody else. Just the person that don't work to be that we're indifferent than anybody else. So it's banding together as a movement that changes and make a difference in our schools, and to educate and train and get our names out there to let people know that we're here and we're living.
And how long have you been a member?
I have been here since 2019, so in July, 5 years.
Okay, thank you. All right. Olivia, if you will take the microphone back to Kevin, please. You remember where Kevin is? And Kevin, tell us what the NFB means to you.
Who?
Kevin. Kevin.
Well, the NFB is, I was introduced to the NFB when I was still had quite a bit of sight, part and parcel of the stuff that I was legally blind. And much like Al's story, I kind of found out some things the hard way. But came to that recognition in reality. But one of the things that I was blessed with was a philosophy which I really took to heart. And I tend to, if I make a decision to pursue something, I kind of jump in with both feet. If figure out how, it's kind of like jumping out the plane, not having the parachute figured out on the way down. But, and usually it works out pretty good because you know, you got a lot at stake. But what's the blessing of the NFB is that we're not alone. And without the NFB and the encouragement and the example of others, and we work together to break down the barriers. And that's what, you know, with determination, hand in hand, we overcome those barriers, whether they're personal and internal many times. Sometimes they're cultural, which we still deal with almost daily. Sometimes they're technological, which we're constantly working on, and that's an ever shifting sand there. But that's the way it's going to be. And the friendships and the relationships that develop from that working together is something quite special, and it does become a family, really. You know, we're quite a diverse bunch of folks. We have different outlooks of ways we look at things in life on many levels sometimes. But one thing we can always come together on is we're there for each other and supporting each other in whatever challenges that likeness may be causing. So I'm very thankful to be part of it.
Thank you. All right. One more person, Olivia, and I'll set you free for a while. We appreciate your help, Olivia. This next person, I never got around to asking if he would do this, but I think he will. So would you take the microphone to Glenn Clark over there? And we want to hear from Glenn, what does the NFB mean to you?
Madam Chairman, you caught me with a mouthful.
Oh, yeah, swallow it real quick.
The Federation family does need a whole lot of food when we get together, you know, it's kind of like a family reunion. The feed is on, so, but, Federation means so many different things, of course, to all of us. However, in, more than the advocacy, more than the innovation that we do in our organization, we created the Bell program for small children. We created the Share to You program for people who want to pursue the science, technology, engineering, math, and all that. And before we did that, you know, find people were discouraged. We also created Teachers of Tomorrow program, and so on. So we have innovation. In addition to the lawsuits that we did, in addition to all of those different things, the Federation means to me, the Federation family, and the Federation love that I feel everywhere I go when I'm in my Federation family.
Thank you. All right, thank you, Olivia, for your help. We certainly appreciate what you have done for us this weekend, Olivia. I believe we all have been well fed this weekend with all kinds of information and comments, discussion. And so as we leave this convention and go back to our respective areas, I hope that you will really think about what the NFB means to you and to those around you. And remember what Al said in his talk yesterday morning. I probably can't repeat it like he did, but be prepared to say yes when you're asked to serve. Whether it's to, you know, say a few words or to plan a convention. be prepared to say yes. Thank you. Okay, we have a door prize! So Al, would you like to do one auction item right now?
I can't wait.
All right. Give that yellow dog away.
No. I have a request to auction off the beautiful, handmade, kind of statue of a yellow lab. It's a yellow lab guide dog. It's probably 3 or 4 inches tall. Yeah.
Sorry, this is Dan. I'm Marcy's husband. This is the new hobby I started doing. It's resin 3D, just spraying details with the muscles, the hair, everything on there. It's hand painted, handcrafted, the harness, everything's detailed, the scale on there, everything you have on the harness, leaves, collar. I started off making these with my wife, and then for a friend. I don't know what the value is, because I'm just going to enjoy doing it. Her friend said it's probably worth between $100 and $200 what I do there, but, okay, but here we go.
And so although it is a dog, it is mounted so that you don't have to worry about it tipping over and so on. And so Nana bought one earlier today for $60, and I just let that, hang on,
I just let that go because she's the president and I don't want to gain her wrath. But this one is gonna start at $75. Will anybody go $75? Double that. We have $75. We have 80. We got $80. You put $85. We have 90. We have 90. You put the whole 95. Anyone $95? This is the steal, folks. No $95. Anyone? Okay, we have 95. Thanks, Julia. We got $95. We got $95 on this beautiful yellow lab guide dog. So we're looking for $100. We have $100 bid. We have $100. Anybody $110? $110. $110 is still a steal, folks. Anyone $110? $110. Sold $100. So we just sold one for $100. We have another one. Anybody bid $100 on a black lab? We have $100 in the back there, $100. I think we're gonna let it go for that. That was fair. We said we would just sell for the same price as the first one. So thank you, $100 there. Was that Amelia?
All right, thank you. All right, I would like to now, introduce our, speaker for tonight. So if I may have your attention. We have heard earlier today from this lady, and I'm sure she's got lots more to tell us. Norma Crosby is the president of the Texas affiliate. She's the national treasurer. She's been on the board for a few years, the national board. And so now I would like to turn the time over to Norma Crosby. Please give her your attention.
No, I'm just gonna move it over to the other. All kinds of stuff on mobile. Hey, can you sing song or are you totally blind? I hear this question from time to time, particularly from other blind people with limited vision. Yes, I'm a blind person with some usable vision. That seems important to the people who ask, but while there was a time when I struggled with my own identity as a blind person, it is no longer important to me. Because to tell the truth, I have just enough vision to get me into trouble. If I try to So I don't rely on it all the time.
I freely confess that I use it when it works, and I find other ways of accomplishing things when it does not work. I think a lot of blind people who have a little vision tend to focus on how much each of us can see, because those of us with limited vision get so many mixed messages about blindness and about where we belong in the world. That definitely happened to me, and it created an identity crisis of sorts when I was young. No more though. My Federation family has helped me to find my own identity and to become comfortable about who I am and my place in the world. When I was born, no one knew I was blind, but my parents figured out that I couldn't see very well early on. When I was about 2, I think, they took me to a doctor who told him I definitely had limited vision. I had eye surgery practically every year while I was growing up. But I didn't really think of myself as different than other kids until I was about 6 years old. That's when I started school, and I began to notice that people treated me differently than I had been treated at home. And this is also about the time when my family started treating me a little different in subtle ways. Before starting school, I had done things like tree climbing, exploring in the wooded area behind my rural home, playing cops and robbers with my siblings, and riding stick horses that we made for ourselves. My mother never told me I couldn't do those things, so I did. And I got along really pretty well in life. And then school started, and accommodations had to be made so that I could learn. This is when I started meeting people who I categorized as heroes, bad guys, and my village. Ironically, as I tell you my story, you're going to see that the heroes and the bad guys sometimes inhabited the same body. And the village people that I'm talking about, well, they're just the stabilizing forces in my life. When I entered the first grade, I met my first hero. Her name was Mrs. Todd, and she was my teacher from the first through the third grade. Mrs. Todd was a wonderful teacher, and she developed a special bond with my family because of my blindness. At school, she would often start the other students on work that she wanted them to do, and she would come to my desk for one-on-one instruction. She taught me handwriting that way. We worked on methods of reading, and she let me know about any work she would put on the board. First grade teachers love the blackboard, and Mrs. Todd was absolutely no exception. She understood that I was going to miss a lot of concepts if I had to try and figure out what she was doing. So she took great care to see to it that that didn't happen to me. In the summer, she often brought me a gift, or maybe a new nightgown, because she knew that I would be having eye surgery every year. She also knew that my family couldn't afford such things, and her kindness was much appreciated both by me and by my parents. Mrs. Todd was almost perfect, but not quite. Because while she was convinced that I could learn, and she took every opportunity possible to teach me, she was also the first person to place limitations on what I could do because of my blindness. This happened on the playground, and it has remained a source of embarrassment for me throughout my entire life. Back when I was growing up, we had recess twice a day. I don't know if they still do that anymore. These were short periods that allowed us to run off some of our energy so we wouldn't be so hyper in class. And during one of our recess periods, we would play games like tug of war, red rose, and dodgeball. And during the other periods, we played on swing, slides, and the merry-go-round. I was allowed to participate in almost all of those activities, but the merry-go-round was a different story. When it was time for everyone to play on that piece of playground equipment, I was told to sit on the merry-go-round while everyone else played. So I was treated like a princess, while my classmates had to work in order to get the thrill of going round and round. I felt really ashamed every day because Mrs. Todd insisted that I shouldn't push. But I was only a little girl, and I didn't really know how to express my feelings. Should I have jumped off and insisted on pushing? Should I have adopted a nasty attitude toward this woman who worked so hard to include me in most everything? How was I to deal with my classmates who let me know that I was a baby for not pushing? Well, I never figured out what to do. So until I left her class following the third grade, I never pushed the merry-go-round at school. Of course, I did at home, anytime we went to a park. My parents didn't seem to have a problem with it, and my siblings would have teased me mercilessly if I had even thought about sitting while they were on the ground. I know I lost mine. Can we get it back on? He's working on it. Okay. I'll wait for Sorry, guys. Okay, are we good? Are we good? So I want to Can y'all hear me now? No. It is on, absolutely, so maybe it's me. Okay. There were probably instances when I was treated different earlier in life, but this is the first time I remember the effect it had on me. Nonetheless, I still feel like it's not on. I heard it when you talked. Okay. Is that better? Yeah, lean closer. I'm as close as I can get without eating. There were probably instances when I was treated different earlier in life. But this is the first time I remember the effect it had on me. Nonetheless, I always considered my teacher to be a wonderful mentor and someone who had a positive impact on my life. Once I got to the fourth grade, I changed schools, and the print in the books we were using got smaller. In fact, the print was small enough that it wasn't practical for me to read without help. No one had ever suggested any non-visual skills like Braille, and none of my teachers knew exactly because I'm having a tough time up here. Come on, be quiet. Can you hear me now? Yeah. Okay, now we're good. I'm going to back up a little just to see if we can get the momentum going again. Once I got to the fourth grade, I changed schools, and the print in the books we were using got smaller. In fact, the print was small enough that it wasn't practical for me to read without help. No one had ever suggested any non-visual skills like Braille, and none of my teachers knew exactly what to do with me. They did carry on Mrs. Todd's tradition of seeing to it that I was included, and someone finally discovered that the Texas Education Agency could provide me with large print books. Once we discovered those, I was at least able to read enough to make my education possible. There were still some instructional materials that weren't available in large print, so my teachers would often ask other students to go outside the classroom with me so they could read the text of those materials. He got the job done, but neither the other students nor I were very happy with the arrangement. Like Mrs. Todd, these teachers were intent on including me, but like her, they were also unintentionally doing things that set me apart. Did they have a choice? I don't really know, because I sure didn't have a better alternative. I just knew that I was beginning to feel different, and I could tell that the other kids thought so too. I didn't have any blind peers, and I didn't have any adult role models who could have helped me through the struggles I was encountering. So I went through years of loneliness. Not because I didn't have friends, I actually did, but rather I was lonely because issues like the ones I have described kept arising, and no one seemed able to give me any good answers about how to deal with them. When I was about 10 years old, I met the rehab guy for the first time. I'll give you a warning here. This particular rehab guy was not a hero. I always thought of him as a bad guy, although even he doesn't fall squarely into that camp any more than Mrs. Todd and my other teachers fell exclusively into the hero camp. So the rehab guy visited my house, and he told my parents that he was there to help. He didn't really do much more than talk to my parents and teachers the first time he came, and it was probably another 2 years before we saw him again. When he came back the second time, I was probably 12, and he brought me a shiny new Braille watch. That seemed pretty cool, but I had no idea how to use it, a Braille watch, since no one had ever taught me a lick of Braille. By this stage of my life, I was beginning to have the idea that I could stand up for myself at least a little bit. So I thanked the rehab guy for the watch, and I asked if I could get some Braille lessons for that. To my surprise, he said that was not a good idea. He let me know in no uncertain terms that Braille lessons were for blind people, and I was not a blind person. As you can imagine, this created a lot of confusion in my young mind. I knew that I couldn't see like everyone else. I knew that I was petrified every time I was asked to read out loud because my limited eyesight forced me to stick my nose in the book I was reading, even if it did have 18-point type. I was definitely learning that others thought of me as different, and I thought Braille might be less embarrassing than trying to make presentations from memory, or by holding my presentation in front of my face. The rehab guy obviously thought these things weren't a problem, and he was probably the first person to teach me that I should use my vision exclusively, no matter how difficult or embarrassing it was for me. Neither my discomfort nor my humiliation seemed important to him. I persisted though, and after some haggling back and forth, he agreed to give me some lessons. In fact, what he gave me was 2 one-hour lessons. This allowed me to learn uncontracted Braille because I was actually a pretty fast learner. So I learned uncontracted Braille and I remembered it and continued to use it throughout my life. After those lessons, the rehab guy disappeared for a couple more years. But always true. But
When I was about, he reappeared when I was about 16. So by that time, I'd given up on the notion that Braille could help me, since no one had ever reinforced its importance, and because I had no means of writing Braille. My teachers didn't know about slates or Braille writers, and the rehab guy had learned his lessons. He was not gonna tell me about any of those things for fear that I might ask for more lessons, or for him to purchase either a slate or maybe a Braille writer for me. Honestly, I didn't know what I was doing at that point, and I didn't really understand how blind people wrote things in Braille. So he was kind of off the hook. When he reemerged from whatever cave he lived in, he told my parents that he wanted me to travel with him to Rusk, Texas, to take some tests that would help to establish my future career path. They agreed to allow this, even though I didn't really want to do it. I did not like this guy, and he had already let me know that I wasn't really blind, so I wasn't really sure why he kept inserting himself into my life. I was also unhappy about going, because he was planning to have these tests conducted at the area hospital for the criminally insane. Not a place I was wanting to do. I did do the testing though, because my parents wanted me to, and I wanted to hear the results. I waited, and soon the rehab guy reappeared and told my parents and me that I had a bright future as a religious historian. Now, I don't mean any offense to any religious historians who might be in the audience, but I couldn't imagine how the tester had come to that conclusion since I had absolutely no interest in religious history. Again, I felt confused, and I didn't quite understand how to interpret what I was being told. Was this a must for me? I sure hope not, because I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do with my life, but I was pretty certain about what I didn't want to do. The whole visiting the state hospital experience made me have more negative feelings about the rehab guy. And it only added to the confusion I already had about my own identity. For a while, I didn't care for the rehab guy, and honestly, I didn't really consider that to be a bad thing. Then, one day, he appeared on our doorstep again, and he told my parents that he thought I would benefit from attending summer school at the Texas School for the Blind. I wasn't really too thrilled about the concept of summer school, but I was pretty excited about the prospect of getting out of my small town for the summer. School for the Blind is in Austin, so I went. This was my first experience with the blind community. And again, I began to think that maybe, just maybe, I could be a part of that community. Maybe I belong. After summer school, I went back home to finish my senior year at high school. And before graduation, the rehab guy came, and he said that Chris Cole Rehabilitation Center had a college prep program, and he thought it would help me moving forward. This meant another summer spent in Austin, and I was all for that. So off I went. When I arrived at the center, they checked me in and they gave me a mobility pass. I was awarded a sighted guide pass, which meant that I could help other blind students travel off campus. This impressed the other students, but it scared me to death. They were eager for me to help them leave the center, but I had never traveled independently in my life. I had always been transported everywhere by a family member, or I had walked in groups with friends or with my siblings. I had also lived in a really small town where there wasn't even a red light. Everyone seemed to think my limited vision would allow me to travel safely. And not only that, they were sure I should lead others. I did this because my blind friends, who only had passes that allowed them to travel away from the center with a sighted guide, or in my case, a blind guy, wanted me to help them out. So as you can imagine, this continued to confuse me. I was at a center for the blind to receive training, and yet I was being told that I was already skilled enough to travel independently and to take the lives of others into my hands. I did take mobility lessons at the center, but those lessons did not include a cane. Instead, I was taught to listen and to use my vision in order to avoid traffic. As you can imagine, this did not teach me to travel competently. Instead, it taught me that I had to manage walking around a little bit frightened all the time. Again, this was confusing. Why had the rehab guy told me that I should attend a rehabilitation center for the blind when it was clear that everyone only wanted me to use my vision? They wanted me to see, even when using vision didn't seem to be the most efficient way to do what I needed to do. They made me feel as though I would be an okay kind of person if I could just learn to see a little bit better. They were also teaching me that the skills of blindness were probably not as good as being able to see. So I left the center much as I had come, and I went back home for a few weeks before entering college. The rehab guy assured me that I should be able to function just fine with just my vision. But I got to college and I completely bombed because I had not been given any of the tools I needed to be a successful blind student. In fact, I didn't even really know what I needed. I just felt lost and I felt like a failure. This was new to me because I had succeeded in almost everything I had done as a high school student. Now I couldn't cut it. So I tucked my tail between my legs and I went back home, feeling totally defeated. Life was giving me a reality check and I didn't like the trajectory my life was taking. But I still had dreams though. So I began to feel restless and depressed because I knew that none of those dreams were ever going to come true if I remained in my small hometown, living with my parents. So I approached my mother, another one of my heroes, and she was skeptical about allowing me to leave. Now, technically, she couldn't keep me from leaving because I was an adult by this time. Pardon me. But practically speaking, my future was in her hands because I didn't have any money. And not having money usually means you don't get very far. So I sat around my house for a few more months, feeling more and more depressed. I guess I finally wore my mother down by walking around looking pitiful because she woke me up one morning and she said, okay, get your things together. I'll take you to the bus station so you can go to Austin if you really want to go. Now, I'll tell you that I had no clue whatsoever what I would do when I got to Austin. And my mother knew that. But she still let me go because she realized that no matter how much she wanted me to stay at home, that would mean the end of any chance I had to grow and to thrive. She took me to that station. She bought a one-way ticket and she told me I'd be fine. I thought so too. And even though things were rough for me for a while, I thanked her every day for taking that leap of faith with me. Her willingness to take on a chance on me literally changed the course of my life. I caught the bus and I got to Austin without a plan. I had some friends who let me stay with them for a while, and then my new rehab guy told me that I should go to work at the Traffic Association for the Blind, also AKA the Lighthouse. I had never thought about working in a factory, and I didn't know what a sheltered workshop was. But the sheltered shop seemed to be the best choice at that time. After all, I needed to put a roof over my head, and the shop pay would allow me to at least do that. I went to work and I stayed there for a while, but it didn't take long for me to determine that this was not the place for me. They definitely had terrible attitudes about blindness, and they only added to my confusion about who I was. So I left the shop, and pretty soon I got married. I had 2 little boys, and I thought this would be something that would last forever, but it didn't. My husband and I divorced after 7 years together, and I was left alone. I didn't have many friends. I didn't still have any real blindness skills, and I was still getting mixed messages about my identity as a blind person. Soon after my divorce, I began to spend more time with the people that I referred to as my village. They were Federationists, and they encouraged me to join too. I finally did, but I'll tell you that I mostly did it because I was looking for a social outlet. I did not come to soak up all the knowledge I could about blindness, because frankly, by that time, the agency folks had managed to convince me that I might not really be blind. The problem was, I still didn't really feel like I was a part of the sighted community either. I wasn't fully formed. I hadn't really accepted who I was. But even though I didn't come for the right reason, my village took charge, and they began to teach me what I needed to do to become successful. I let them take over, and they said I should attend the national convention in Minneapolis. So I did, and what an amazing experience that was. I met other people who became a part of my village. They included people like Kenneth Jernigan, Diane McGeorge, Mark Mauer, and my favorite of all, Glenn Crosby. They were, yeah, you can give me that. They were all kind and gentle, but they also told me hard truths. They told me exactly what I had been waiting to hear. They let me know that I was a blind person and that it was okay to be a blind person. They told me that my success did not depend on the amount of eyesight I had. They taught me that even though it's okay to use vision when it's useful, it's also okay to use non-visual techniques when they work best. I started using a cane when I was 26 years old. I started using other techniques that didn't require eyesight. And you know what? I found freedom. I was no longer afraid of steps and curves. I felt at ease just saying, nope, I can't do that. I no longer had to take it. I began to acquire the tools I needed to use my vision when it worked for a particular task, and to use another technique when vision created problems rather than solutions. Thanks to the gentle guidance of my Federation mentors, I gained my independence, and I found my identity in my own voice. So while blindness is not what defines me or my life, it is a part of who I am, and that's okay, because you know what? It's respectable to be blind. Once I quit struggling over whether or not I should identify as blind and embrace blindness skills, I began to find more success. It was not magic, for sure. In fact, it took a lot of hard work, and it took time for me to fully accept everything I was learning. I did learn, though, and I'm thankful for both the easy lessons and the hard ones. I know that others struggle with whether or not they're blind, and I know that lots of people with limited vision get the same mixed messages I did. But I'm here to tell you that you have a family that's willing to help you navigate that journey. We know it'll take love rather than criticism. We know it'll take encouragement rather than harsh words. And we know that you have the power it takes to find your way. You may share our love, our hope, and our determination with you, so that you can live the life you want to live. I have found the peace of mind that comes with knowing who I am and knowing that person is a strong, valuable person who's able to give to other people what my mentors gave to me so many years ago. My journey has taken a long time, and it's still not complete. It never is, by the way. But I'm so thankful for the life I'm living. I'm at peace with myself, even though I still struggle sometimes. Much of the peace I have found has come as a result of the relationship I have with the members of the National Federation of the Blind. They hold me up when I'm weary, they encourage me to keep learning, and once in a while, they call on me for guidance, just as I looked to my mentors for guidance when I was young. That love and support is a blessing to me every day. It lifts me up and allows me to take on challenges I never expected to be worthy of acceptance. If you're like me, the journey you're on will take lots of twists and turns. But believe me when I say, your Federation family will be there when you need us. We'll listen to you, we'll push you outside your comfort zone, we'll envelop you with love and understanding while also asking you to think about uncomfortable questions. Being a part of this organization can be a bit like riding that merry-go-round I rode in the first grade. It can be fun, but you have to get off and push in order to fully experience the joy of spinning. I didn't know what to do about not being allowed to push when I was a little girl, but today I understand pushing for an equal chance at life is half the fun. The Federation taught me that, and if you join with me, we'll make that merry-go-round spin in a new direction together, one that will change what it means to be blind. Thank you.
Crystal, how many work do you have left?
I got a computer, a 50 and a 200. Three? I got three.
Would you like to solve one now?
Yes, yes. The 250s are.
Yeah.
Crystal White, just kidding, just kidding, just kidding. I'm just kidding, Connor.
That's a green kid.
I'm just kidding, Connor.
All right, now, would you like to do 2 auction items?
I will do that.
Thank you.
Okay, first of all, I think we have a great harvest basket. It's got some breads in it and cookies, and it's got a gift certificate in it. And so I will start that auction at $40. Somebody give me $40 for the great harvest basket. 40. We have 40. All right. 45. Anyone? $45. 45 for the great We have 45, thank you. We have $50, somebody go 55, somebody go 55 for the Great Harvest Basket. It's fully good stuff. Anyone $55? 55? 55? I think we just sold it for 50. Okay, this one seems to have some chocolates and some popcorn. Maybe whoever brought it can fill us in. There's fudge in it also.
Covered chocolate here, it wasn't first bite, and then it was first bite, it's all.
All right, it's the Love at First Bite basket, full of like all kinds of goodies. We'll start that one at $40 also. $40 for the Love at First Bite basket. Anyone? We have 40. Anyone 45? We have 40, 40, 40.
Come on, guys, we need money.
Okay, you're gonna let me do my auction voice. We got 45, 45, 45, 45, we get 50. Anybody 50? We have 45, anyone 50, $50, $50, anyone? $50. I'm gonna keep doing this till I get $50. Good 45, anyone 50, 50, 50. I'm done. $45. Yeah. Who was that over there?
Okay, thank you. So now, how many auction items do we have left?
We have,
Four? Okay, thank you. All right, may I have the scholarship winners approach? So let's. Yeah, while the scholarship winners are coming, Ramona's going to announce the winners of the contest.
Now, all you people that are participating in this contest, I'm going to read the entries before the name of the winners, but I want to tell you a couple things that we learned. Am I on mic? Yeah. Okay, there we go. We had not a ton of entries, but we had 10 personal entries and fewer than that for the NFB. So lots of people get to think hard about what their goals are in the NFB. But nobody said anything resembling anybody else. There's no idea, no thought was similar to anybody else, which was, I thought, kind of amazing. Anyway, the first winner that I'm going to announce is the personal goals. I'm going to read it. Don't scream when you figure out who you are, but everybody will know by the time I'm done. In the next year, I will show to my classmates, my professors, my employers, and myself that blindness doesn't define what I can't do. I will achieve this by going and working in a hospital, training alongside sighted people, and doing the same job that they do. I will achieve my national certification to take x-rays, and then I will take on the world. There's no doubt of it. Sabrina, congratulations, you will receive $100, and our treasurer will mail it to you. All right, now we have another one. This is fun. This one, you'll also know halfway through. This one says, I'm going to work to develop AI chat assistant for our NFB of Idaho website. It will be accessible, and people will be able to do audio chat with it to find out information about NFB of Idaho, the NFB as a whole, blindness, along with resources. We will be the first NFB affiliated website with such a tool, and maybe the first that focuses on blindness in the world. And you know that's Kevin Purney. Congratulations, Kevin. I think these are both thoughtful and ambitious goals, but they will be a lot of fun, and I think they can both achieve that. You will receive $100, and so this is a fun contest. I was fortunate to be a judge and get to read them all, but anyway, we may do this again sometime.
Where are my scholarship winners? Are you in front of us?
Yeah.
If you can come one at a time at the podium, how you can come to this opening so that you can say a few words with the microphone. I will first present a $3,000 check to Ray Lee and Meister.
Hello. Thank you. First, I'd like to thank the board. This is an amazing opportunity, especially to come to a state convention. I'd also like to thank Ms. Norma for her wonderful story that she just told. I think that it helped me realize a lot of things that I'm not faking. And a lot of people have told me that because I'm lucky to have the vision that I have. And I would say, I'm not lucky, I'm blessed, and there's a difference. Because I don't think anyone would consider themselves lucky to have a visual impairment or to be blind, but they would consider themselves to be resilient for going through things that sighted people don't have to. So, thank you. This means a lot.
Our next recipient of a $3,000 scholarship is Storm Sorbo.
Well, I just want to say thank you guys for having me this year. I didn't really know what to expect coming down here, and I wasn't disappointed at all. I made a lot of great new friends and happy to be a part of the Federation family, and look forward to meeting with more of you and making more long friendships and continuing to see the growth of all of the chapters. And that's it for me, but yeah, thank you guys. I really appreciate it.
All right. And now we will present this $3,000 check to Sabrina Vanderbilt.
All right, so thank you guys again for giving me a second scholarship 2 years in a row. I tried.
Oh, yeah.
So I am here to to get a 75% or higher. Just like everybody else in the country who does certification. So if you want to be able to come back next year and be part of the NFB conference as a member, and also be able to get studying done as well. I am slated, I'm hoping to be able to go to North Carolina for a career over in Charlotte. So I'm hoping to be able to go to the national convention and do some other periods over there over on the East Coast since they're being formed this year. So I do want to thank you all for going for me in my education and supporting me. I do want to support all of you as well. I do will plan on continuing being a member with the Moscow chapter, so we'll be going up there still for at least another year and a half, and then I jump and go over to North Carolina and see what they have to offer for finance on the East Coast as well.
Congratulations to all three of you. It's certainly been a pleasure having you here this weekend and getting to visit with you and get to know you a little better. And we do hope that we will see more of all three of you in the future.
Yeah!
All right. Now, we're going to have Ramona come up and talk about funding our movement. We have to fund our movement so that we can get more scholarships. So here is Ramona. All right, here is Ramona.
Go Ramona, get some fundraising, let's go.
Now, let me first tell you what the tax plan is, because I know there are people here who don't know and they can say, why don't you tell us what it is? So we will. The tax plan is pre-authorized contributions. It authorizes the NFB to receive a donation from your account, whether it's a checking account or a credit card or a savings account, an account you designate. It authorizes the NFB to receive that monthly. And so we take pledges monthly from people. Anything starting at $5 a month up to, there's no limit at the other end. And I have in my hand, and I know Norma does too, I have a partial list of the states, the affiliates in the NFB as to how much we give from each state. And it doesn't have anything to do with the size of the state, or very little, as you'll see. I'll read you quickly through the top. And I only took it down up to 20. Norma has the whole list. And I can tell you every state no, we don't need to read that. Every affiliate, which is, there are 52, because we Puerto Rico in the District of Columbia, every state is on the tax plan. At least one person in every state is on the tax plan. And the average contribution, it varies from, I think, $10 a month up to, there are some states that are as high as $75 a month, or maybe one that's even higher than that. It depends on the people and what they do. Now, number one, not surprisingly perhaps, but Maryland gives $3,690.75 per month. And they have 107, I ran off the edge of my paper. 107 donors are doing it. What you do is anybody that wants to participate in business, you can go on to nfb.org/tax, and you will find a form that you can fill out to authorize this tax plan. Now I have a list of people who are on from Idaho, which I don't propose to read that, but I can tell you, I don't know the amounts that you're giving. that anybody's giving, and I don't need to know that. But I know who's on, and some people think they're on and they're not. So if you're not sure, if you haven't been seeing it on your bank statement or something, you want to know, I can tell you if you're on an active tax plan. But I know that, I think we have, well, there are 21 plans in our state. 2 of them are chapters, 2 of them are couples. So, and there are, I think, 6 who are not here tonight that are on. Some of them you'd be amazed, because you barely know them. But some of them that they've been affected by the NFB. So there are a lot of people here who are on the tax plan and who are giving exciting amounts, and there are a lot of people who are not here who are on the tax plan, but there are a lot of people here who are not on the tax plan. So think about it. Don't give something you can't afford to do. I mean, if you're losing money every month, if your bank balance is overdrawn every month, don't get on, because it's not fair to you, it's not fair to the NFB. But if you can afford to give $5 or $10 a month, most people start low, not everybody. Now, I'm going to read quickly down the list of states ranked just because it's fun. Colorado is second, they have 61 people on the tax plan and monthly total of $2,877. Tell me if I get this wrong, Mom. She's watching me. 3 is Minnesota at $1,954.39 people. Virginia is giving $1,693.50 with 60 people. California is giving $1,425.50 with 65 people. Missouri is giving $1,405 with 38 people. Texas, little tiny state like Texas, we used to be ahead of Texas, but they're growing up, you know. Texas is giving $1,360 with 50 people. Oh, Idaho, $7. Shame on me. Number 8 is Louisiana, and again, they've crawled up there in recent years. They're giving $1,185.42 donors or givers, however you want to put it. 9 is Ohio, they're going up, $1,183.50 with 45 givers. 10 is Nebraska, $1,107 with 32 givers, and we've been back and forth in Nebraska. I wonder who 11 is. Idaho is number 11, and that's a lower rank than we were a year ago, but we're giving $1,097 with 21 givers and an average gift of $52.24. That's a higher, fairly high average, and that comes to an annual total of $13,189. So that's what happens when it accumulates. Now, let me just tell you 2 more things about Idaho tax plan. Sean Malone called me at the beginning of the month. He said, I want to reactivate my tax plan. How do I do it? I told him to just go on nfb.org/tax, and there's a form for you to fill out. And I said, you may have to have people call you to confirm your bank information, because we may not do that online. He called me back in 10 minutes. He said, I got on and I was able to give him my bank information. I said, I am so glad to know that, because that means that people can sit at the banquet with their iPhone or their laptop and fill out the tax form. Now, we're going to take notes and see how much we can raise our total to. I know we can raise it because we just got $5. It wasn't counted. This was printed out the last day of February. But I also have new tax plan pledge of $20 from Daniel and Deanne Salute. They thought they were on, they're not. So we have $25 a month. We just flew by Nebraska. So the people that are Susan's taking notes, Anybody else taking notes to see how we go? It'd be helpful to have two people take notes. Anybody else have a tablet? You know, we passed out all these tablets this morning. If somebody else take notes and see, I somehow didn't get this arranged ahead of time as I should have, but I can add 25 to 97, so that would put us at 1122. But help me out, will you? We got 5 and 25. Who else would like to get on with a new tax pledge, tax donation monthly, or an increase? Who else would like
The
to?
Treasure Valley chapter will increase $25.
Yeah. The president has confidence here. $25, that puts us. What? I'm a treasurer, Larry Bronson. $25 a month, that'll put us at 1147. Okay, so, but we've raised $50 in what, 3 minutes? Anybody else want to get on with a new tax benefit in Ramona? Cindy and Joe Grover, 20 a month. That puts us. We're about to catch Ohio, isn't it fun? So that puts us though at 1167, doesn't it? Well, no, it doesn't have Texas quite yet, but.
Come on,
What
let's
is
go
that?
Texas.
Texas is still $200 ahead of us. We might not make that tonight, but still, happy to stay. This rest of the press would be great if you did. But I can tell you what, number 9 was Ohio at 1183, and number 8 is Louisiana at 1185. So, and we're at 1167 right now. But anybody? So, anybody else want to raise or get on with the new? I would love new tax plans. Cindy, thank you, Cindy, $10. Puts it at 1177. Another $10 raise, you know what, just passed the state. But, anybody else want to new, that was new from Cindy. So, and Cindy, you can figure this out online, right? nfb.org/tax. Great. PAC, thank you, Norma. Some people want to do PACK and things. Anybody else with a new pledge or an increase?
Allison.
Allison?
I'll raise $9.
Nice. All right, so that puts, she's doing her math here. That puts us at 1186, which passes Louisiana and Ohio. Allison is watching us here. Yeah, the Louisiana probably won't stand still, but for a day or two. Once we get all these filled out, you know. Now, how about it? Another new tax plan? You know, these new people here signing, or another increase. All right, we're at 1186, and you know what? That means that if we raise another $11, we would be $100 increase. Yes.
Finn has done $5 per month.
Yes, okay. Oh, you already did it, Finn? Great, wonderful. So Finn has already done the $5 per month, and that puts us at 91. Who was saying, am I on? If somebody wants to know if they're on, I can tell you. No, you're not.
Okay,
You wanna
so
be?
we'll do 5.
Okay.
Oh, we'll do 10.
All right, you know what that does? That clears 1,200 and puts us at 1,201, and it does, 1,201, so it gives more than $100 increase, and we're a little bit more comfortably ahead of Louisiana. Anybody? Yes. Delynn, you got a mic? Delynn is on the back plan, separate from his parents.
Can you tell me how much I can?
No, I can't tell you how much you, I know you're on, but I can't tell you how much.
I will,
You want an increase of 5?
Yeah.
Bless your heart. So that's 1206, and you can get this done on a computer, can you do it? Your family will help you. Okay, wonderful. No. No, Texas has still got a pretty comfortable lead. Yeah, they're pretty comfortable lead, but we may be able to go up a little bit more. I wonder if we have anybody else that wants to do a new. Absolutely. You want a mic? Yeah, that's good. When I'll step aside there. Yeah. You know, we all think that only we can get to the PAC plan. And I know your families, your friends, may not be here tonight, but we can invite other people to join our PAC plan as well. So even if maybe you can't afford it right now, maybe someone in your family who knows what the Federation needs to give, maybe they can, or a friend, or someone that you do business with regularly. Again, the smallest amount will take is about 5 a month. Most adults that are working can probably afford that. It's less than a Starbucks coffee every day. Yeah. So feel free. Don't feel like you only have to stay inside the Federation for the PAC plan. Feel free to invite others to join us. We have some of that too. We have a sighted couple who is on the PAC plan, and the mother of one of those people is on the PAC plan too. So, you know, people are generous. The more they understand what we do, the more they support us in various ways, and we appreciate it. So thank you to all who give. If anybody wants to do one last increase or new pledge, who said that?
Ramona, please give us where we go to do it.
You go on the computer and you go to nfb.org/PAC. That's there is a phone number that you can call to do it, and I'm sorry, I don't have that name. You can call the main number and tell them you want to talk to somebody about a PAC pledge if you prefer to do it that way. Now, somebody else said 10. Shane is increasing by 10. So I think that puts us at 16. 12, 16. I'm making sure I wasn't thinking wrong. 12, 16. So, you know, that isn't fun. That would be a bit of a leap, but you never know. All right. Thanks to all of you who are supporting with your work and your funds. It takes both. So thank you very much. Congratulations.
Let's have a couple more auction items. Does anyone else want to buy cards for the 50/50 raffle? We sold 45 and we have what, 7, 9 left? So they're $5 a piece, so get your 50-50 raffle tickets. Okay, Crystal, you have 2 more cards for us?
Yes.
Okay, let's hold on. So,
Okay.
okay, Crosby wants to buy a card.
Yes, good one to buy one for $50. Oh, just kidding.
All right.
Who called my name?
Crystal did, I just wanted to say thank you again to Shane for my dog.
Okay, we're gonna go ahead and do this auction. This one is for one night stay in the Riverside Hotel in, Garden City, where we held our convention last year. It is a beautiful place. I live right down the street from it. Great sandbar outside, swimming pool, hot tub. And it's a one night standard room for 2, breakfast in the morning included, and their breakfast bar is hard to beat.
It's really good.
And I know these rooms are, I'm not sure, but they've gotta be in the $250 range, I would guess, I'm not sure. Janet can probably tell us how much we spent there last year. Anyway, I'll start this bid at, $75. $75 for a couple to stay in the Riverside overnight, free breakfast, swimming pool, hot tub. $75? Anyone, $75? All right, $50. $50 for a $200 room. All right, we have $50. That's $50, you'll give me 60. Anybody want to go $60 for this room? $60?
The breakfast is $50 per person in the morning.
$60, anyone? 60? I think we're gonna sell that for $50.
Wow.
All right, did everyone get their 50-50 raffle card? It's $5.
Okay, we have 2 NFB windbreakers. One's a large, one's an extra large. I think I'll.
Can I talk about it a second? These are windbreakers from the independent market, and I would have got a men's and a women's, but guess what? They were out of the women's. So I got a black in the XL, the men's size, and a blue, navy blue in the L, which a woman could certainly wear. And so by the time you take postage, they're easily a $50 value, but by the time you consider that there may not be any more in the independent market, and these are NFB modern logo, good looking window breakers, you might want to get it while you can.
Is it 2 or 1?
There's 2, we'll sell one, and if somebody wants to pay the same price for the second, we'll do that way, but, I'd say they're worth $50 enough.
Okay, before we do those windbreakers, we are confused who bought the Riverside Motel.
Marcy
Marcy Chapman, thank you, Marcy. All right, so Ramona told me she actually wants those windbreakers, and so she's gonna start the bidding at $50 for 2 windbreakers. So, hey, we got 60, you're off the hook, Ramona, you just said 60. Okay.
They're not being sold together, one at a time.
Okay, this is, $50 or $60 for one of the two. $60, anyone? $60 for the one windbreaker? Anyone, $60 for one windbreaker? $50. Anybody go $50 for one windbreaker?
If we can't sell them for 50, then we don't have to sell.
We're gonna give you last chance, anyone, $50 for one of the windbreakers, or we're going to keep them?
That's how much it costs in the independent market.
Okay, since those didn't sell, I'm going to go to our last auction item. I've been saving it for last because it is fantastic. It is I believe it's like a 12 by 17 inch, cutting board that's made out of, strips of several different kinds of exotic wood. Some of them not exotic, like maple and so on, but some I've never even heard of, like ringay and like paddock. And it's just absolutely fabulously beautiful. It was made by a student and a teacher in the ATC industrial arts class. And so, and it comes with its own oil and so on. And I think this is a piece of art for your kitchen counter. It's just fabulous. It's good. Okay. So I want to start the bidding on that at $100. We have $100, 100 what? $105, 110, 125, $150. It is well worth that. It is just fabulously beautiful. We have $150 right now. We got 155 over here, 170 back there. 170 is what we did right now. We have $180. This is fabulous, you guys. $200 back there. Woo-hoo! 200, anybody two and a quarter. We got 210, 220. We got 220, $220. Anybody go 225? We have 230, 235, 240, 250. Okay, we got 250, 260 we have behind us. 270, I'm gonna just do my, we got 270, 270. Anybody, 280? 280, anybody? 280 behind me, 280, 285. We got 285, anybody 290, 290? We got 285. I think we need to give it to her, that's a lot of money. $285, so thank you.
Alright. Thank you everyone for contributing to the auction. May I have your attention? May I have your attention? We appreciate everyone for contributing to the auction. Now let me ask one more time, Are we ready to draw for the 50-50 raffle?
We still have a couple more door prizes.
Oh, okay, we're gonna hold on to the board.
Is Carl Smith here? Carl Smith?
No.
We don't know what it is.
Oh, really?
Maybe Kevin.
Only with my,
Okay, Explorer 3, elegant and compact. The Explorer 3 explores a 3-inch LCD screen with a bright, crisp image. The Explorer 3 helps you read better, adjust the contrast for your visual needs. When you're on the go, you take a quick look at a product label or instructions on food packaging. It includes the Explorer 3, the power supply, the soft protective pouch, the lanyard, and the cooling cloth.
It's a, probably like
Is this something we should auction?
No.
Would we have an opening bid? Somebody just said this is worth what, $200 for one? Carl said it's worth $200. We can at least start at $50. Heck of a deal, $50 for the Explorer 3.
Oh, you could do that.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna let that go back, because we need probably from Carl some more information exactly what this does. We're reading the outside of the box, and we still don't know what it does. So maybe another option, even Carl Smith can kind of explain it to us. Basically, what it does. Can I have a word?
Okay, let me ask one more time. Are we ready to draw for the 50-50 raffle?
Yeah. Number 9.
Who's going to draw for the 50-50?
I can draw it.
Yeah, yeah.
No.
Hold on,
Go,
okay, guys, hold on, we still have some business to take care of. Am I getting an answer about the drawing? The 50-50 raffle?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, can I get some information about the 50-50 raffle? Okay, let's go, guys. We still have some business. Okay, if you're still selling them, how many do you have left? 5. Okay, there are 5 cards left that will up what you win if we sell those 5 cards. So while we're quietly working on that, I'm going to,
Can we ask, Lynn is asking about playwright tickets, he put them up on the table, they haven't heard anything about them, and it's okay if we don't. Auction them off,
I
but
think-
he doesn't know where they are. Were they in an envelope?
Yeah.
Well, I hope I gave it to Nikki, but, okay,
They were on the table at one point.
Okay, if I may have your attention so we can move on, please. I'm going to, have Dana come to the lectern and take care of some business. And after that, we will have the drawing for the 50-50 raffle, and we'll have the last door prizes, 2 door prizes.
All right.
We can continue to conduct business while we're in convention, and we're still in convention. And I realized when I got back to the room that there was a very important piece of business that we did not finish. We started last night a discussion about our historical way of doing things as far as locations for convention. And it has been our precedent that we on the odd years, we go to Boise, on the even years, we go somewhere else. Well, it is becoming more and more evident that going to Boise every odd year is going to be difficult, if not impossible, especially if we have to pay room rates that go from $138 to heaven knows what. It's becoming very hard to get rates that are reasonable, and we cannot subsidize everybody's room rate. We just can't. That's not how we want to use our money. We talked today about doing possible training for people that are not getting good training. We have the Bell program. We have a lot of things that we need to spend money for. So we need to try not to do things that don't make as good a use of our money. So I would like to entertain perhaps for a motion that we dispense with the rule or the precedent of having to have our convention in Boise every on the odd years. Okay. It's a precedent. It's not really a rule, so to speak, but it's what we've gone under for as long as I can remember. Okay. And Susan is copying this down. So we're moving to suspend the precedent of going to Boise, or the Boise area. Okay, and it's seconded by Sandy. All those in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Aye. Okay. I don't know who the aye was, but there. Okay. I would be interested, let's give him attention. Let's give Larry attention, because I want to hear from everybody. I don't want to, I know that was the minority, but I want to know Larry's reason behind it, because there's a thing I need to know. Well, I sure don't like it here. Okay, can you tell me why? Well, the walking in the rain, the windies, the miles where those walk to our room. I mean, it's gotta be simple than that. Okay, first of all, I think what we need to, one thing that would help is, where you put, ask for your room to be, and that was possible to do, and now if the person knows the location, you know that you can do that, because not all locations are miles. So just so you know. Well, I got used to travel, so I cannot get off the wall. And there's just too many sidewalks. Well, I understand that it can be complicated, but, and I respect that.
I will tell you that I've been in many places where it's more complicated for me than it is here, but I think that's all we're all individuals. And I respect the problem, and I think there would be ways to try to minimize the issue. It was, for people that don't want to walk a long way. Okay, I appreciate it. Yes?
Yeah, I just wanted to say that the biggest thing that I wanted to talk here was, the non-handicapped accessible, things in the room such as the bathtub. It's hard to get in the bathtub and have to climb over it. It's different, it's shower, floor to get it. And we hope it's copyright, that's taken care of, but, the rest is, there's no ankles on the outside of the stall door, so you can't open it. And they are so tall, so tall, Allison is probably the only
Okay, when I came, and toured the facility, so that I could write up the description for the orientation, I was told and shown, I didn't see the inside, but there are 3 accessible rooms in this building. There are in a hallway across from the hotel registration desk. And if you ask for an accessible room, I don't know why those weren't given to you.
I did ask for one, and said they were not available.
Well, that might be one of the things we want to negotiate with you, part of our package. We do have certain needs.
Right, because they're gonna want our feedback. I will tell you, as the person planning the convention, I have never in my entire history, which is 9 years now, had such wonderful people to work with. I mean, every other sentence out of their mouth was, we can hardly wait for you to get here. We just love working. And they would tell me that she did, Andrea, who's the convention planner person, she said, I wish every organization was as organized as you are. Because I knew what they needed, and these are things that I think we can honestly approach with these people. They would be open and honest and willing to listen.
Well, all of the steps that I have been top level accommodation.
Right.
Jenna, this is Amber. So I was able to talk to Michelle, who was the chef, and Callie, and I did tell them that they have done an amazing job.
They have.
The past few conventions that we've had, their staff has been impeccable. Like, they've done an awesome job. And also, there's so many of us who need dietary needs, and they, nailed it.
Yeah.
And we are other places that we've held it at. So, kudos to them.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes, kudos.
And, right, I agree, they really have tried, and there was something else that I was going to say, Yes.
So, I didn't feel about what happened last night with that drunk guy.
I don't know, we were having too much fun over here.
So, the staff did a phenomenal job with the series trying to get that guy out of here. It was my dog that he was being aggressive towards. And the staff made absolutely sure that I was okay and my dog.
Yeah.
Okay, so to acknowledge Larry and Sue's
Right.
complaint, Larry, how did you get going to hospitality from the convention?
That was pretty easy here.
So if you
and you would be able to negotiate it, much better. And so that's some of the things that we need to list to negotiate is that,
But you can ask, you can, in fact, see, when I booked the first room, the hospitality suite room is the one they always use. And I have to tell you, they are the first people that didn't treat me like I was coming from Mars. When I said, we do a hospitality room in the hotel and the sleeping room side, they said, oh, we do that all the time. And they said, we just move the furniture out. It's no big deal, we just do it all the time.
Madam President, I think from what I'm hearing, the people that had problems, we need to do a better job of educating our people to what's available in this hotel and how to get it.
Yeah.
We're not criticizing the hotel, we're criticizing our, preparations, and we know how to fix that.
Oh, yeah.
and talk to Madam President.
Larry, did you say something?
Hey!
Quiet.
I said the only thing we requested is that, I don't know if that's going to be.
Oh, no. Yeah, just tell them you want it right next to hospitality, or right near it. She gets the one next to it, though. If she's in the whole facility, she gets the one right next to her. But I'm in 134, so, and Marcy was in, Christmas in 133, and Marcy down the way a little bit, and it's the same one, it's easy. Yeah.
So you need to get one of those next year.
Yeah.
If we come next year, we haven't decided.
Yeah, we haven't decided that. Yes. Yes, yes.
Did we number all the opposed people, or did other people oppose that?
I only heard one, but if there's others, please tell me.
I wanted to tell you, yes, I mentioned about the rest and I have a musical rocker, and of course that's complicated, because you can't get in together. So, I can handicap it. But we, on the way out, Karen and I mentioned to someone from the hotel that there were no handles to get in any of them on the outside. And they said, we didn't even realize that. We will look into it and we will check, all of the rest of the if they want to take a problem, and they probably do. So I had that problem. So, I guess.
Madam President,
Yes.
we voted to abandon our practice of being in Boise every 2 years. But do we need to vote on where we're going next year, or do you want to do a board on that? Because I'm prepared to make a motion about next year if you want me to.
I would like to hear.
Okay, I move we, if we can work out the contract, and if we can, that we come back here next year.
I second.
And that we make preparations that have been indicated by this discussion.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded that if we can resolve the issues, the small issues, that we come back next year, and we can start calling them Monday, because Andrea will want to know, and I'm happy to tell her the concerns, but the good thing.
But that is, I guess, part of that, is there a date in mind? This is, I'm talking about the weather.
Yeah.
But,
We can try to go, we usually go March and April, but you know, the first 2 days were beautiful, guys. Yesterday and Monday, you never know.
Yes, this is a good weekend if we can, but we certainly don't want to be the end of the resort too close to the bike ride about children.
Right. And you know,
Let's go ahead and vote on the motion.
who seconded the motion?
Crystal.
Crystal. Okay, it's been moved and seconded that if we can resolve these issues that have been brought to our attention, that we come back next year for our 2023 2025 convention?
Yes.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye. Natalie, Sabrina. So, I think that we make a motion that, we come back here next year, but that we work on getting information.
Okay, we couldn't do Northern Idaho next year anyway, because of, and there's things, let me just be really honest, the things with Northern Idaho are, we have to have some leadership and momentum up there so we have something to work on. We've got some people doing some things. We've got Joe and his chapter doing some things, and I think it's gonna grow and there's ways to build it. And hopefully by 2026, we'll be there. But Northern Idaho is the most expensive sort of the riverside that we've done. So we, need to be sure we're ready.
Madam President,
Yes.
there is a good facility, I don't know what it's charging and what its time frame is, there's a good facility in Moscow, it's another Best Western that we should check out, but, I don't think we have to decide that today.
No, we don't. But I agree. I think it'll be 10 years and we do need to get up there and we need to help them. And we need to figure out the best place in Northern Idaho. Lewiston is a Coeur d'Alene, so we'll have to work on that. All right, we know where we're going next year, we know what we're working on, and I'm not trying to throw that idea down because I know that that's important. So, is there anything else that we need to do at this point? We'll begin to work on the problem as of Monday, but we're going to praise these people to the show. They have been wonderful.
Yes.
Okay, anything else? What? Draw the card.
50-50.
All right. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah. All right. Hold on. Just a few more minutes. Are we ready to draw the raffle, the 50-50? Are we drawing for the 50-50?
Okay, we got a card.
Okay. If your card is red, heart or diamond. If it is, you're in the standing. So if you want everybody to stand up and just look away, we can do it. If you're black, sit down. If you're red, stand up. Okay. Now, if you have a card that is below a 10, sit down. Okay. If your card is above a jack, sit down. If your card is a king, stay standing. If your card is a diamond, sit down. We should have one person standing. There it is. One of the great service people. Okay, Vicky over here has $135 for you. And that's how that's done.
All right, thank you. Okay. We have, I think the last business that we have are, do we have 2 door prizes?
Yes.
Okay, let's draw the door prizes and then we're done.
Okay, we're gonna do the computer one. Yeah, let's do the computer one first. Well, we want to do the computer one first. But yeah, the 200 is allowed. Yes. Okay, let me do the computer. Crystal!
Norman Crosby.
On the computer! Right.
Yeah.
Shake it up, Annie, shake it up. Shake it up.
I have one announcement, so don't go running off before I adjourn. Okay, go ahead. Oh, okay.
All right, drum roll, please.
$200.
Oh, we took it. Oh, where'd it go?
Oh, lost it.
Oh, Al Snyder's are gone. He just walked out. Well, another well-worth young lady.
That's
Very
Very
good.
Okay, everyone listen up, please. If you are paying for your auction item via a card, please see Larry's statement immediately.
Okay.
Yeah, if you owe anything, see Larry and Angie.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2024 convention of the National Federation of the Blind of Idaho is adjourned.